Hello, my Bill 5000 Nation. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully, everyone's having a great day. If not, I hope it gets better from here. All right. Now, before we get into today's video, remember, starting tomorrow, there will be a Sunday video. That's right. And for those of you who haven't watched for the rest of the week, what is wrong with you? We need to have a conversation. I am doing a special request Sunday for videos that I don't normally do on the channel, or I have done on the channel, but it's been so long that it's kind of funny how long it's been. Just kind of gotten attached to the ones I do and just kind of stick with them. That's how it is. But a lot of people have requests for channels that I've done before that I don't do any longer, or channels I have never done before. So if you have a request for something I don't normally do, please leave it in the comments down below, and then we'll be on Special Request Sunday. Now, let's go ahead and get into today's video. Title of this video is The Disturbing Stories Behind These Images. I love videos like this. I love to hear the stories behind the fucked up videos and pictures, and oh, it's fun. I like being traumatized. It lets me know I'm alive. Shit. Let's go ahead and get into today's story. Go ahead, turn them lights down low, put on something comfy, cuddle up with someone special. Let's get weird. It's a weird day, people. Weird freaking day.
On December 17th, 1968, 20-year-old Barbara Mackle was staying with her mother at the Roadway Inn in Decatur, Georgia. The young woman was sick with Hong Kong flu, and her mum had come to pick her up from university and drive her back to their home in Florida.
They're not even from Hong Kong. Was they in Hong Kong? How do you get Hong Kong flu? Do you get it from going? Do you get it from? I've never heard of Hong Kong flu. I didn't know it was a thing. Is it like SARS? Is it, I don't know. There's so many damn illnesses in the world. I can't keep track of them all. Oh God. I've never heard of. I've heard of Hong Kong Fooey. I love Hong Kong Fooey. He's the shit.
For the Christmas break. That night, as Barbara and her mother were relaxing in their motel room, they received an unexpected knock at the door. Standing outside were two male police officers. They flashed their badges at the women and then told Barbara that her fiancé, Stuart, had been involved in a terrible traffic accident. With a million questions racing through her mind, not least how the officers knew where to find her,
Anyone else thinks she looks very, how would you say it? Kennedy-esque? Anyone else think that? Like, I don't know, she just got like that Kennedy-esque look to her. And isn't this a sign of something bad? Like, ain't there be like a full run type sign? Oh, what was these people into? Oh shit.
Barbara quickly ushered them both into their motel room and closed the door. One can only imagine how she felt in that moment, terrified about the well-being of her fiancé. And one can only imagine how she felt when one of the officers rushed towards her mother with a chloroform drag and smothered her unconscious with it. In that same instant, the other officer drew a pistol and told Barbara not to move. Her mother was bound and gagged in the room, and Barbara herself was led out by the two strangers and forced into a vehicle. Once inside their car, Barbara's two captors removed their fake police uniforms. The man holding the firearm calmly told Barbara not to scream or try to escape, and the other man wasn't a man at all, but rather a woman who had disguised herself as one.
Oh shit!
This Bonnie and Clyde duo drove Barbara out to a remote wooded area off South Berkeley Lake Road. They forced her out of the vehicle and towards a pre-dug trench. Inside that hole in the ground was a fiberglass box. That box was to be Barbara's coffin. Still at gunpoint, Barbara's two captors made her get inside the box in the ground. Then, one of them took this chilling photo of her before burying her alive.
Why is she smiling?
The perps.
Anyone else look like that? Don't it look like she's just kind of like posing for it, like, grr, Mondays. Kidnapped. It's not funny. Like, kidnapping's bad. Kidnapping is wrong, people. Kidnapping is 100% wrong. It's not funny. It's not funny in any way, shape, or form. This picture is fucking hilarious, though. Anyone else think she's just posing like... I don't see fear in the face at all.
Plan was simple. Barbara's father was an extremely successful land developer. After burying Barbara and leaving her still breathing in her makeshift tomb, they sent this photo to her home address in Florida, along with a ransom note. They demanded $500,000 in cash from her father, approximately $3.4 million in today's money. Barbara would remain buried until that ransom was paid. Her father would have to cough up quick though, they added, since his daughter's air supply wouldn't last forever. Of course, Barbara's father, Robert, agreed to their demands. He met with the two perps in secret to deliver them the cash, but the drop-off was disrupted by two passing policemen. Both the male and female fled from the scene. It was at that point that Robert got the FBI involved. They were able to locate the perps' abandoned vehicle close to the drop-off. The vehicle was registered to a man named George Deacon. Sadly, time wasn't on Robert's side, so before the FBI could follow up on that lead, he organized a second rendezvous with the perps. This time, the cash drop-off was successful, and he gave Barbara's captors exactly what they asked for. After giving them the cool $500,000, he didn't hear back from them. They had gotten their money, but clearly had no intentions of releasing their victim. Barbara was just another witness at that point, and the less of those around, the better. Robert and the authorities were now in a race against time. They had to somehow find Barbara before her supply of oxygen ran out. But how, when she could literally be buried anywhere? Well, the FBI were able to trace her George Deacon.
This is stressful. Like, is the draw... Does anyone else think that it was... The picture looked posed. Like, she didn't look freaked the fuck out or anything. She was like... Girl Mondays, you know? And then... After all that... I get that she's gonna run out of air. Or air supply is running low and all that good shit. There was a drawing. It had two pipes. Are the pipes capped off? If the pipes aren't capped off, she's got air. There was a light down there. And a fan. Oh, I would have MacGyvered my ass out of there, believe that shit.
To the University of Miami, and this George Deacon just so happened to build ventilated boxes for a living. They went to pay him a visit, but Deacon was nowhere to be found, so they searched the small trailer in which he lived. Inside, they found numerous letters addressed to a man named Gary Christ, a convict who had escaped California prison 2 years prior.
Oh, fuck.
After comparing fingerprints found in the trailer to those found inside the abandoned car, detectives quickly realized that Deacon and Christ were one and the same. Gary Christ had simply changed his identity after escaping jail. On December 20th, detectives were able to track Gary Christ down. They found him hiding out in a swamp in Florida. That same night, he gave investigators vague directions to where Barbara was buried.
Piece of shit.
More than 100 agents scoured a huge area in rural Georgia in an attempt to find the missing woman, many of them digging up the earth with their bare hands. few of them holding out hope that she was still alive. Miraculously, they found her. And even more miraculous, she was still breathing. After more than 3 days of being buried under the earth in a small box, she was, of course, severely dehydrated, but was otherwise unharmed.
Damn.
As for Gary Christ's female accomplice, she was apprehended in Norman, Oklahoma, 2.5 months later. Her name was Ruth Eisman Shear. She had applied for a job at a hospital, and, as a part of a background check, had her fingerprints taken. Those prints were picked up by the FBI, who matched them to another set found inside the abandoned car. Apparently, she and Gary Christ had become separated after the second money drop, and, figuring that she had been left to fend for herself, fled to Oklahoma. She was sentenced to 7 years in prison, served 4 of those, and was then deported back to her native Honduras. As for Gary Christ, he was sentenced to life behind bars, but only served 10 before being paroled. After that, he was officially pardoned so that he could go to med school, and eventually, he became a doctor in Indiana. He later had his license revoked after lying about a disciplinary action that he had received during his residency. More recently, in 2006, he was arrested yet again, this time on a sailboat, trying to smuggle 14 kilos of cocaine into Alabama.
14 kilos of cocaine? Into Alabama? This motherfucker is ballsy. Oh, fuck.
I guess some folks never learn.
Right? And he became a doctor, bro. Like,
take a look at this image. Study it for a few seconds.
I don't like it when people tell me to do shit like this. Take a look at this image. Study it. Okay. What is this? Someone's head? I mean, it does kind of look like someone's head. Like, hold on. It does. Like, there's like someone's ear. Really bad. Oh, shit. Is that someone's head? Don't. My imagination's gonna run wild with this shit. Don't tell me do this. This is just. It's awful.
Can you name even one object in it?
Can I name one object in it? Yeah. Package. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Packages. I'm pretty sure that's hair. I want to say that's a fucking ear. I don't know for sure, but I want to say it's an ear.
Difficult, right? How does looking at it make you feel? Frustrated?
Oh,
Uncomfortable?
yes.
Creeped out?
Yes.
Nauseated?
No. I feel extremely kind of creeped out looking at it because honestly, the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm seeing like body parts. I don't understand it. Like, okay, before, like, there was an ear. Now this looks like, I don't know, maybe a heart. Just like random organs. Little blood stain. Oh shit, my imagination's running wild, Joe. I need to go home. Video's over. I'm going home.
Confused? Does it give you a weird, localized headache?
No.
I only ask because most people have a negative reaction to it. But that's by design. You see, this picture was created to simulate the nightmarish experience of having a stroke, particularly ones that affect the optical lobe of the cerebral cortex, the part of the brain responsible for visual perception.
Oh, thank God.
Everything looks familiar, but at the same time, unrecognizable, like you're in a weird, warped version of reality. Those who've experienced this type of stroke and survived have said that this image accurately depicts how things appear. Imagine the anxiety and confusion that would grip you if your world were to turn to this, especially considering you'd probably lose the ability to call for help or tell anyone what you're experiencing. If you think that somebody is suffering from a stroke, but
I don't want kaleidoscope eyes. That would fuck my day up. Oh my god. I feel so bad for the people who have strokes like that. That's awful. Be dying inside of a kaleidoscope.
they physically
How you think I would feel? Like my heart attack would get worse. Like I would die because like I'm sitting here seeing like organs and body parts and shit. So in the midst of all of this happening, I'm going to freak myself out so bad that I die. That's great. Now we know how Bill 5000 ends. Awesome.
can't tell you, remember to think fast. Face. Is one side drooping? Arms. Can they lift both of them up simultaneously and hold them out? Speech. Can they talk? Or are their words mumbled and sloppy?
Bro, oh, I'm fucked because that's how I talk, period. I mumble and I don't know how I speak. People tell me I have an accent, which I probably do, and I don't give two shits. But I don't speak right either. I never have. Uh, I went to one of those speech therapists whenever I was younger, and he said it was where my dyslexia was so bad that my words would never sound right in my head. So no matter how I try to correct the way I say something, my brain's still going to say it the way it thinks it should be said. Which really sucks, makes me sound a lot dumber than what I am. It's fine. I've come to learn to deal with it. I enjoy being dumber than what I am. Yeah, that fuck it.
Time. Call an ambulance immediately. As that
Bear.
old PSA on UK TV used to say, the faster you act, the more of a person you'll save.
I don't like how they put that. It's true. I still
Here's
like
a
how they
bizarre
put that.
story that's stranger than fiction. On Christmas Eve of 1945, a fire broke out at the Sodder family household in Fayetteville, West Virginia. Inside the house
In the Fayetteville? Not far from it, really.
were George and Jenny Sodder and 9 of their 10 children. The house itself was burned to a crisp, but both parents and 4 of their children were able to escape.
Damn.
The other 5 weren't so lucky. They were Maurice, 14, Martha Lee, 12, Lewis, 10, Jenny Irene, 8, and Betty Dolly, 6.
Is it the same person?
From what I just told you, you may be thinking that the 5 youngsters were consumed by the flames. But that's the thing. After the fire had burned out and the ruins were searched, none of their bodies could be found. George and Jenny believed that their 5 children must have escaped the house, but then had somehow simply vanished into thin air.
They look like
But
the
if
same
so,
damn person.
Where were they? Most people following the story assumed that the Sodder children's remains must have been totally destroyed by the fire and turned to ash,
No.
hence why they couldn't be found.
No.
That's despite the fact that many household appliances were found burned, but still fully recognizable. Their parents held out hope, however, and continued to.
How hot does it have to be to turn bone into ash? I know it has to be pretty hot. And like, isn't like the skull like the hardest thing to get to burn down? Like some cases, like they crush into powder. I don't know. I don't know. I talk out my ass a lot of times. So don't listen to a word I say.
To believe that all 5 of them had somehow gotten out of the house and were then either taken captive or murdered. A far-fetched belief, you might say, but there were a few mysterious occurrences that happened both before and after the fire that gave their suspicions some credence. On the night the fire broke out, the mother, Jenny Sodder, answered a mysterious phone call at 12:30 a.m. On the other end of the line was a woman whose voice she didn't recognize. According to Jenny, the woman had a weird laugh and she could hear clinking glasses in the background. The woman asked to speak with someone who didn't live at the house. Jenny told her she must have the wrong number, to which the woman again laughed.
I love reading the little things. The woman who made this call was later identified and confirmed. She really had just dialed the wrong number. The reason why she was laughing and giggling was probably because she was at a bar or something and she was drunk off her fucking ass.
Quote, weirdly, before hanging up the phone. As Jenny made her way back to bed, she heard something loudly smash against the roof of their home, followed by a rolling sound. She froze for a moment, but hearing nothing else, brushed it off and went back to sleep. 30 minutes later, she and the rest of the family awoke to the smell of smoke filling their home. By that point, their staircase was already consumed by fire. George broke a window in the attic and climbed down the wall of the house to collect his ladder. Strangely, his ladder had been moved from where he had left it and was found at the bottom of an embankment 75 feet away, hidden from view. He put up the ladder and helped his family escape, though terrifyingly couldn't find the 5 missing children anywhere in the house. All the others could do was watch as their home burned, since the fire department was too busy to help put out the flames until morning. When firefighters did arrive to examine the ruins, they
What?
said that the cause of the fire
Bro. Let me holler at you for a minute. My place is on fire. Like, over half my kids are missing. And you too damn busy. Bro, no. You gonna find some motherfucker somewhere, and you're gonna send them out. Or so help me God. I will figure out who you are, where you live, and I am coming there. And I am going to burn down your house myself. Those would have been the words out of my fucking mouth. How you gonna tell me we too busy to come to your house that is burning down where 5 children are fucking missing? That would not have been a pretty night for anyone. There would have been so many more fires.
was faulty wiring. George wasn't buying that. He had just had the house rewired before the blaze, and the electrics were in perfect working order. As such, he instead believed that someone must have started the fire and was waiting to sweep up the children as they ran out. Bones belonging to a single individual were also found inside the charred remains of the home. But weirdly, after testing them, it was confirmed that they belonged to a person older than any of the missing Sodder children. In fact, they had been dug up from a nearby cemetery and had never been exposed to the fire. It's unclear how those bones came to be found in the house, though many assume they were planted.
Yeah?
Sure that this wasn't a mere accident, and that the flames hadn't burned hot enough to utter
I'm pretty sure they was planted too. I mean, to not even have been in the fire. to be dug up from another grave. I am 100% sure they was fucking planted.
Destroy their children. The Sodder parents put up these signs along State Route 16 in the 1950s, appealing for information about their missing offspring. In the years that followed, multiple alleged sightings of the lost children were reported, though unfortunately, they were never found, alive or dead.
Damn.
But who would hold such a grudge against the Sodder family to burn down their house and do who knows what to their children? Well, George himself was an Italian immigrant. He hated fascism and was an outspoken critic of Benito Mussolini. This had led to some heated arguments with other Italian immigrants, including members of the Sicilian mafia.
Oh,
Suspiciously, a life insurance salesman told George that his house would, quote, go up in smoke, and his children would be utterly destroyed for remarks he had made about Mussolini. Around that same time, George's elder sons noticed a strange vehicle parked along the main highway in their town, its occupants watching the younger Sodder children as they made their way to school. On the night of the fire, a passing bus driver also reported seeing people throwing, quote, balls of fire at the Sodder house. A green rubber object that resembled a napalm pineapple bomb was later found in the family's yard. So, could this whole incident have been revenge for George's outspokenness? If so, had the perpetrator also taken his anger out on the kids too?
Holy fuck, I'm screwed. I speak my mind about every damn thing, and a lot of people don't like what I say. I'm okay with it. Blaze of glory. Yeah.
Here's the crazy part of the story though. In 1967, 22 years after the house fire, a now widowed Jenny Sodder went to check her mailbox. She found a letter addressed specifically to her. Inside that letter was a photograph. A photograph of a man who strongly resembled her missing 10-year-old son, Louis, now an adult in his early 30s. The back of the photo read, Louis Sodder, I love brother Frankie. Illil boys. A90132 or 35. In response, the family hired a private investigator to go to Central City, Kentucky, the place where the picture had been mailed from. The PI went out there, but then mysteriously disappeared himself.
What the fuck?
They never heard back from him again. The Sodder family added this new photo to their billboards, which stayed up until Jenny's death in 1989. Now Occam's razor tells us that the Sodder children must have simply burned up in the fire, and that their remains were utterly destroyed, or simply not found amongst the rubble. But there are so many unusual elements to this case that suggest some—
Ow, I hit my... I hit... Oh. Not... Shin. That word. Bitch. Oh. Okay. I done forgot what the hell I was going to say. I don't know if this is what I was going to say or not, but it maybe they took... What was the number thing? Or 30... We're going to take this back just a moment, peoples. Just a moment.
The back of the photo read, Louis Sodder, I love brother.
Louis Sodder. I love brother Frankie. Is Frankie one of the brothers that are still alive that didn't get taken, or is it one of the brothers that did get taken? I don't remember. This thing is, what is this number here? What is the A90132 or 35? Is that how old he is now? 35? And is this a prison number? I'm so confused. I don't know what to do with that boy.
Frankie. Lil boys. A90132 or 35. In response, the family hired a private investigator to go to Central City, Kentucky, the place where the picture had been mailed from. The PI went out there, but then mysteriously disappeared himself. They never heard back from him.
And how's a private investigator just gonna ghost you? Like, did he really actually just go missing? I don't. I have so many questions, and it's ridiculous.
Again. The Sodder family added this new photo to their billboards, which stayed up until Jenny's death in 1989. Now, Occam's razor tells us that the Sodder children must have simply burned up in the fire, and that their remains were utterly destroyed, or simply not found amongst the rubble.
Nope.
But there are so many unusual elements to this case that suggest something more nefarious may have happened.
Way too fucking many. How are you going to sit there and say that you've seen people lobbing fucking fireballs at these motherfuckers' houses and not calling anyone, for one, for two, still try to act like, oh, it is just an accidental electrical fire? Bull fuck.
And that it was.
And how is the fire department going to be way too damn busy to come and save your house, your family, whatever the case may be? Only reason why they should go somewhere else other than that place is if they went somewhere where there was 11 children stuck in the fire. That would take precedence over 9. I get that. But 4 of them was out, 5 of them still trapped in there. I mean, come on now, bro.
Wasn't a mere electrical malfunction that caused the blaze.
Bullshit.
Could this photo really be?
How you gonna see people throwing fireballs and try to say it's an electrical fire?
Of Louis Sodder as a fully grown man. The features are extremely similar.
They are.
They both have dark, curly hair.
They do.
Dark brown eyes.
They do.
The same straight, strong nose.
They do.
And the same upward tilt of the left eyebrow.
They do.
But what did the cryptic message on the back?
But so do thousands of, probably even millions of other fucking people. You know how many people have brown hair? A lot. You know how many people have brown eyes? A lot. They're all full of shit. I tell my old lady that all the time. She got brown hair, brown eyes. Tell her she's so full of shit, it's just oozing out of her. And then I get smacked. Okay. I have fun. But there's millions of billions upon billions of people with dark hair, dark eyes. Yeah, it's going to get a little bit. That number's going to get smaller due to like cheekbone stuff like that. But still, there are so many people in the world that could be. You know how many times I get on this channel and people tell me I look like someone else? The main one is Bryan Cranston. Not related to him in any way. That'd be fucking amazing. But I'm not. So it could just be someone who sees these pictures all the time and is like, man, you know something, that'd be really funny. My cousin looks a lot like that little kid right there if he grew up. So we mailed this bitch a picture. I guarantee you, because people out there are fucking shitty. And I guarantee you someone was just trying to fuck with her. Because none of that makes a damn bit of sense.
Back of the picture mean? Who had mailed them the photo in the first place? And if Louis was really alive, why hadn't he tried to make contact with his family? Was he trying to protect them? If so, from who? Frustratingly, we don't know the answer to any of those questions, or tens of others for that matter, and given how long ago this all happened, we likely never will.
Oop.
The last of
Fuck.
the 10 Sodder children, Sylvia Sodder, who was only 2 at the time of the fire and who made it out of the house, passed away in 2021. Until her
Oh.
dying day, she believed that her siblings hadn't perished in the flames. Many people who follow this case agree.
Damn, bro. That was a good one. That was a fucking good one. I'm horrified and slightly traumatized. I'm gonna go over there in that corner and cry. I feel good about myself. Alright. If y'all enjoyed today's video as much as I did, please leave a thumbs up. If you're a fan of the spooky, scary, strange, deranged things that just fuck your day up, think about subscribing. I'm having a weird day already. And it's actually early. Alright. As always, be good to one another. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. All those are fucking crazy stories. I don't care who you are, what you're doing. Those were fucked. That last one, I don't like that one at all. And I still am pretty sure Kennedy-esque is a word. So there's always that.